Now, Brigadier, this is what accused person would come and say in relation to his treatment there where you found him seated down at the parking lot of Vosloorus police station. This is why you come and say that from the shack, no, let me not say the shack, from the room that he was renting with his uncle, where allegedly some ammunition was found. They then drove off. He then realized that upon the way they took, he realized that they were on the N3 highway, N3 November 3 highway. Then there and there, at some point, they then took an off-ramp that got into the township of Vosloorus. Are we to get up to this far?
Yes, we are, my lord.
Thank you.
Uthi-ke noma ilokhu ke azozokusho-ke umsolwa ukuthi-ke ukusuka kona-ke i-room noma ikamera-ke leli ayelirenta kanye naye-ke umalume wakhe la ekwatholakala khona-ke iy'nhlamvu noma-ke ibhamu ukuthi base isuka-ke noma isuka lapho-ke imoto hamba ngaye u-N3 highway yase kunala ijika khona-ke ingena kulona-ke ilokishi lase-Vosloorus.
Now, as they drove with him, remember this time you're still not there when. As they drove with him, they drove to some municipality area that is known around that place as a golden spot or as a gold spot. Apparently it's a complex that houses the police station, the municipal offices. There are also offices of Home Affairs there. There are also traffic cop offices, but it's just a complex. Then they drove to that spot or that area which is known as Gold Spot.
I am following, my lord.
Ngiyalandela noma ngihamba nawe-ke uma usho-ke ukuthi base besuka-ke lapho beya kwindawo-ke yakwamasipala ebizwa ngokuthi-ke yi-Gold Spot. Inamahhovisi-ke ahlukahlukene-ke naba-Home Affairs bakhona-ke lapho amahhovisi amaphoyisa.
Now, they then went to a parking that was next to the police station, where he then got ordered. He can't remember who ordered him to alight from the motor vehicle, and he can't also remember whether it was a specific instruction that he should sit down or not, but he ultimately ended up sitting down.
I am listening, my lord.
Mase kufika lapho-ke noma bese lapho-ke base behamba-ke beya kwindawo-ke la kumakhona-ke imoto eduze-ke nase-police station la atshelwa khona-ke ukuthi-ke akaphume-ke emotweni nokuthi ahlale phansi.
Now, again, they started to ask him about the death of Senzo, and they said to him, was he still not prepared to tell them about what happened and the involvement of the Buthelezi brothers?
I'm listening, my lord.
Base lapho-ke bembuza-ke ngokubandakanya noma ulwazi ayenalo-ke ngokubulawa kwakhe-ke uSenzo nokuthi-ke akayimisele yini ukuthi-ke akhulumeke kanye futhi-ke nalaba babili-ke babaButhelezi. Yebo ngilalela.
Now, around that spot, as he was seated down, one of the Metro cops then put a plastic bag, not a plastic bag, a plastic over his face and pressed his back forward, or the back part of his body forward, so that he could not fall when they pull that plastic bag over his face. In other words, they stabilized him not to fall by pushing the back part of his body as they were pulling the plastic bag very close on his face.
I'm following, my lord.
Thank you.
ukuthi ke bamfaka ke uplastiki ke la kuyena ke ebusweni bakhe ke nokuthi ke benze ngendlela ke abamphusha ngayo ke ukuthi angawi. Yebo ngilalele.
Then, whilst they were holding the plastic bag on his face and him trying to free himself, he then fell. In other words, in trying to free himself from this suffocation as a result of the plastic bag being put on his face, closing his mouth and his nostrils. He then fell, and they then started to kick him on his body, just like they did at Litabo. Now, all this information is what he testified about in the trial within a trial, in his evidence in chief. You were not there when I think this happened.
Yes, that is correct. I was not there, but
Please.
once the version has been put, I would like to comment, my lord.
Thank you. You can comment, yeah?
Uma soqedile ke ngizothi ke ngibe khona ke ngikushoyo yebo ke ngangingekho ke lapho ngoba kushoyo ukuthi wase ewa ke futhi esekhahlelwa ke lokho kwenzeka eLithabonga.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. My lord, the first part that I want.
I'm not done with the.
Oh, you're not done?
Yes.
I misunderstood. I thought you were
Yeah.
done. All right. I misunderstood.
We coming to the point where you're getting involved yourself as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now, as he was laying down and then kicking him on his body, they kept on asking him about his involvement in the death of Senzo and the complicity of the Buthelezi brothers.
I'm listening, my lord.
Beqhubeka ke bemkhahlela njalo ke la kuyena ke emzimbeni bembuza ke futhi ngakwaziyo ke mayelana necala likaSenzo kanye nalabo ababili ke bakwaButhelezi. Yebo ngilalele.
Now, when he was still lying down and them busy kicking him, there was this Metro cop who kept on squeezing, who kept on pulling this plastic very tight on his face, thereby depriving him the capacity to breathe either by his nostrils and by his mouth.
I'm following, my lord.
Ngikulalele ke uma uthi kwakho lena ke iphoyisa lela kwaMetro ke lona ke elalihlezi nje ludonsa ke uplastic lona likwenza ukuthi kube nzima ke ukuthi ke aphefumule.
Now, he says that at some point, that policeman, not policeman, but that Metro person, that Metro cop, then let loose the plastic that was over his face. And he then managed to sit upright, that is on his buttocks. And then that's when he then realized that there is most now a new face here. Then he started to see, he saw a new face, which he later found out that it was yourself, Kininda.
I'm following, my lord.
Uthi ke kunesikhathi ke lapho na ke iphoyisa leli la metro la seludedela noma lukhipha ke plastic leyo ila akwazi khona ke ukuthi ahlaleke wasebona ukuthi kwakunobuso olusha ke lapho lobo buso lobo kwakuwena ke Gininda yebo ngilalele.
And then he says, you then called this police aside that a few steps away from him, and you had a discussion there, the content of which you could not hear. I'm not yet done.
Yes, no, I'm listening. I'm
Thank
following,
you.
my lord.
Uthi lapho ke ila khona wabiza khona ke lamaphoyisa wabizela ke eceleni la owaba nenkulumo nawo ke kodwa engezwa ke yena ukuthi ke uthini uma ukhuluma nabo yebo ngilalele.
Then you then went back to him with one or two police, with 2 or 3 other members of the police. Although he says he can't remember how many were there, including the Metro Cop. And then you asked him about his knowledge of the death of Senzo, and then he said to you, Mhlonishwa mina angazi lutho, I don't know anything about the death of Senzo. That's what he said.
I'm listening, my lord.
Uthi wasubuya ke wena namanye ke kulamaphoyisa ubuza ke futhi ke ngolwazi analo ke ngokushona kaSenzo waphendula ke yena ethi Mhlonishwa mina angazi lutho ngilalele.
And you, in response to him saying, Mhlonishwa, Mhlonishwa meaning you respectful one. You respectful one, I do not know anything about the death of Senzo. Then you said to him, you are used to dealing with people who were of his ilk, and he was just still a small boy. Are you still listening to me?
I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you were praying.
Waqhubeka ke wena.
Okay.
I'm following, my lord.
Okay, thank you.
Uthi cha ubathwayeleke aba njengayeke kodwa yena ke wayese umfanyana nje omncane yebo ngilalele.
And then he said to you, he is telling you the truth, that he does not know anything about the death of Senzo. And then you said to him, he was going to tell the truth.
I'm listening, my lord.
Waqhubeka ke yena tshela ukuthi akazi lutho wena ke wathi ke yena uzokhuluma iqiniso ngisalalele.
Then after those words, you then left, went back to your vehicle, and the others then said to him, let's go. Otherwise, they instructed him to go. And then he got into the Ford Ranger that has been transporting him all along. And then they drove away.
I'm following, my lord.
Wase uhamba ke noma umshiya ke wena abanye laba ke bamtshela ukuthi ke asambe wasekibela ke noma igitshezwa ke kuyona ke iFord Ranger le ayehamba ngayo ngilalele.
Now imperative in his version or in his testimony, or what would be imperative in his testimony, but he had already said this in evidence in his evidence in chief in the trial, within the trial, is that when you left Fort Lawrence police station, the first point of stop, he realized that you were entering at Diepkloof police station.
I'm listening, my lord.
Uthi ke kodwa ke aqaphela ke ukuthi ke uma sekhanjwa ke lapho indawo yoqala ngina kuyona ke kwakuyi police station yase Diepkloof ngilalele.
That is where they found you.
Ilapho abakuthola khona.
I'm listening, my lord.
Ngilalele.
Now, you have said that it was never put to you by Mr. Mngomezulu that you could have been involved in the assault of the accused person, not so?
So should I come into this part first or start? Because
No, I'll give you
Allow
time.
me.
I just want to clarify this because there's something that I want to bring to your attention.
All right. Yes. So I'm saying yes. So but I've said it in this context that my recollection, the late Mr. Mngomezulu, the version that was given to me from accused number 1 was that he was assaulted in Tembisa
Yes.
prior to being brought to me.
Yes.
There were no assertions that I'm being told now that he was assaulted at the parking lot of the Metro in Phosphorus when I was present, that the plastic bag was removed and I was sitting there and I made those utterances. And I remember because I wanted to know who is the understanding that I was involved or not, and Mr. Mngomezulu said, no, I will give you the list of the names. That was the first part of the assault, my lord, in our interaction with Mr. Mngomezulu. The second part where he referred me to name is the assertion that accused number 1 made a report to a magistrate, I think on the 10th of July, where he says, according to Mr. Mngomezulu, that he was assaulted by the investigation team. But even then, a list of names were given, my name was not there. So I was saying in that context that it is now the first time I'm hearing now that I was now present when accused number 1 was saying. And then we can check the record. There was no such assertion given
Thank
to
you.
me, my lord.
Ebengikusho noma mangiphendula ke ukuthi ke okokuqala akusho ke mayelana nokushaywa eThembisa ukuthi ke lapho ke ngangekho ke ngoba ngangifuna ukwazi ke kuyena ke ongasekho ke uMr Mngomezulu ukuthi ke ingabe uthi umsola uma eshaywa ngangikhona yini ke okwesibili ke noma lokho ke kwama plastic manje nokuthi ke ngakhuluma ke lokho aqeda ukuthi advocate umnisi ukuthi ngakusho ke ngibuza ke ngalokho okwesibili ke ila athi khona ke nge-10 zika July wakusho ke lokho ngaphambi kwayo imanje ukuthi kwashaywa ke ithimba eliphenyayo uma ngangibuza ke ngangifuna nje ukuthi ke ngitshelwe noma ke kucace lokho.
Now, central to his allegation or to his version, or yes, central to his allegation of you being complicit in his assault, or that or where an assault took place in your presence, is the fact that when you, according to him, when you arrived at Phosphorus police station, you found him being wrapped around with a plastic bag over his head, or over his head, Brigadier. Could that not have been an assault?
I'm listening. I'm not sure whether this is an opportunity for me to respond now, my lord, because a lot has been said, and I want to start from what I recall.
Thank you, Brigadier. You may respond from the beginning to the end.
All right, thank you, my lord.
Yes. It's almost 12:30 now. You can take whatever time you want to take. Yes.
Firstly, it is absolutely not correct that accused number 1 was assaulted in my presence. That's not correct.
Okokuqala nje akusilona iqiniso ukuthi washaywa ngikhona umsolo wokuqala.
Secondly, there was no indication from him when I interacted with him, my lord, that he was assaulted. He never made such assertions to me.
Okwesibili ke ngathi ke nganginaye ke ngikhulumisana naye akukho akusho kumina ukuthi washaywa.
Thirdly, my lord, I did not observe any injuries when I was engaging him, or noted any signs of discomfort that suggest that he was assaulted or he was uncomfortable, my lord, according to my observations.
Ngoba lokho mina ke ngakubona uma ke ngimbhekile ke akukho ke ukulimala okubonakalayo noma kwakubonakala noma ke ukuthi ke uthole ukuthi ke cha kukhona nje okubonakala noma okutshengisayo ke ukuthi nje akaphathekile kahle.
Fourthly, my lord, as I've said earlier, and that came much later when we're dealing with the trial within trial, the entries following his detention on that after his arrest at Valera, specifically police station, I think he was detained just after 1 a.m. Because Kenel Moto was done around 1 a.m. then he was detained. The entries from the time of his detention, regular hourly visit, up to the time when he was booked out on the 31st for the traditional healer investigation, to the time that he was taken to court on the 1st of June 2020 when he appeared, when he made his first appearance in Tembisa. There is no recording by those police officers from the stations or officers who inspected not only him, all inmates that were detained, where there was a recording that he complained of an assault, or they treated him for assault, or they noted that he was injured.
Nokuthi ke uma ngabe ke emuva kokuthi ke uKenyan Mboto eseqedile ke ngaye ngoba ke waqeda ke ngo-12 ngo-1 AM uma eseyovalelwa ke esitokisini, uma ubheka ke lezo incwadi lezo ke nangesikhathi futhi esekhishwa ke ngazo i-31 hanjiswa esiwa kuyena ke ubaba lona so i-traditional healer, nokuthi ngeyi-1 uma esemikiswa esiwa khona ke enkantolo, akukho nje la ekubhalwe khona ke kulezo incwadi lezo zase-police station ukuthi ke kukhona la abika khona noma abatshela khona ke ukuthi washayo.
Now, 50, my lord, when I met accused number 1 in Substate area, it was at the parking lot of the police station, and he was in a VW red Golf that belongs to my office, and it was driven by Sergeant Muhola, who was the investigating officer in the warrant of arrest that he executed on accused number 1 for drug dealing. That's how I found him, my lord. And logic dictates, if you follow that this is the person that was responsible for the accused, and that's where I found him, my lord, in a vehicle that belonged to my office, assigned to the IO, and she's the one that informed me of this sort of admissions, and arrangements were made that we should meet there. I found him in a VW Golf belonging to my section, my lord.
Futhi ke mase ngihlangana naye ke umsolo wokuqala e-police station lase-Phosphorus, waye kwimoto ebomvuko eyi-VW i-Golf eyayishayelwa uyena ke uSergeant Mukhula, ekuyena owayephenya ke icala leliyana ayeboshelwe lona ke. Futhi ke leyo moto leyo ke iyimoto ke yehhovisi, ingaphansi kwehhovisi engisebenza kulona manje, ukuthi ke ngoba kuyena ke wayephenya lelo cala, umsolo wakhe wayengaphansi kwakhe ke ngaso leso sikhathi leso, kuyena futhi owangitshela ke ukuthi kukhona lokhu okwakushiwo uyena ke umsolo kuyena ala athi ke wayevuma khona ke phecelezi ma-admissions.
Further, my lord, I did not witness or saw a Ford Ranger and this type of assault that is referring to, that when he opened his eyes, then when the plastic was removed, I was there, and the Ford Ranger. There I did not witness, my lord. It didn't happen.
Futhi ke lokhu kukhuluma ukuthi ke wathi ke uma uplastic lona usukhishwa ke kuyena ke wasebona ke le Ford Ranger, angaze ngiyibone noma ngizange ngibone ke leyo Ford Ranger, futhi ke akuzange kwenzeke lokho.
Now, further, my lord, my interaction with accused number 1 did not happen at the precinct or the municipal building of the metro that I'm being referred to. It happened at the police station, because now I'm understanding that the scene of where we met now, it has changed. I said we met at the police station, and that's where we met. Now I'm being taken to the municipal offices where apparently he was taken, and I met him there.
Okunye futhi ke manje sekuyashintsha ke lokhu ukuthi manje sesahlangana ke noma ngahlangana naye ke kule ndawo ke kuthiwa kwakunamahhovisi khona ke ma-municipal wayekhona ke lapha abizwe namahhovisi ase-Home Affairs ke, kodwa mina ke uma ngangihlangana naye sahlangana e-police station.
The difficulty of comprehending that, my lord, other than the contradicting versions that has been given to me, is that because I know that place, my lord, as well. If we are sitting, so when you drive to Phosphorus, that is now leading to the police station, first you get a shopping center. It's a center, so with a lot of shops, my lord. Next to it, it will be these municipal offices that I'm being referred to, which has a fence, so you can see right through. Further down next to it, so they follow each other, then it's the Phosphorus court, and then just adjacent to it at the bottom, then is the police station. Now the difficulty I'm having, my lord, I was informed at 10 past, say after 1400 hours, it's daylight. If the understanding of the version I'm being given now is that after I'm being informed, he's taken to this spot and then he's being assaulted at a place which is adjacent to a shopping center where a lot of people are moving up and down. In fact, in my recollection, one of that place even sells alcohol. So there's a lot of movement on Saturday. specific on Saturdays. We can visit that place, my lord. I know it specifically. I'm failing to understand how could the assault take place in the view, because the next door building is a shopping center. There's taxis there, be it the normal minibuses or the small ones. They call them Amapel. Accused number 1 knows that. It's very congested. So I'm finding it hard that that would have happened, my lord. Logic for me doesn't dictate, unless then it will mean these members are really looking to go to jail to commit such a crime blatantly and such openly, my lord.
Okuyindida kumina ke ukuthi le ndawo ke engitshela ngaye ukuthi lesigameko senzeka kuyona ke ngiyayazi ke le ndawo akhuluma ngayo ke futhi ke nje kunendawo ke nama mabhilidi ke athize ke nomahlukeneke ke ipolice station ikhona ke lapho icourt ikhona ke lapho ikhona ke futhi ne ngangathela ezitolo lokubiza ngokuthi ke i-shopping center elapho. Uma kuwukuthi ke washaywa ke lapho noma konke lokhu kwenzeka kuyona leyo ndawo, kusho ukuthi ke nje kwenzeka lokho abantu nje bebaningi lapho ke kuphithizela nje lapho, ngoba ikhona ke nendawo edayisa ke utshwala kwakhona lapho ke umsolwa oqala uyazi kunamathekisi akhona lapho, amanye wawo abizwa ngokuthi ke amaphela. Manje ke kuya ukuthi ke lawo amaphoyisa lawo noma lamaphoyisa babe ngakwenzela khona lapho, kusho ukuthi babe ngakunakileke ukuthi babe ngaboshwa baye ejele ngokuthi benze into enjalo, ngoba ngishilo ke ukuthi uma ngabe ngithola ucingo ngibikelwa ngakho lokho selishayile nje ihora lesibili.
Now, further to this, my lord, and I've testified about this, up to the time when we got to accused number 1, the only name that was known as a potential suspect that we still needed to pursue to the investigation team, and that includes myself, was accused number 2. There was no mention at that stage or knowledge of Buthelezi surname being possibly involved or being the person of interest. So it will be inaccurate, my lord, that at that moment when accused number 1 is now arrested for the first time for the drug dealing matter, he is confronted with information that we did not even know about, because nowhere at that stage in terms of the investigation was the name of the Buthelezi brothers, be it misleading or not, ever being mentioned. What we knew is him, and we knew that from him we need to go to accused number 2 because his name was mentioned in the statement of Absalom Zungu. So that was the information that was at the disposal of the investigation team. Nothing was at the disposal of us insofar as the Buthelezi surname. So that could not be, it's improbable, my lord, because we did not know those names.
Lokhu ke kokuthi ke kwakhulunywa ke dangalabo ababili ke bakwaButhelezi ke lokho ke akusilona ke iqiniso, ngoba ke ngaleso sikhathi leso kwakuyena ke umsolo wokuqala esasikwazi ke ukuthi manje uma sisuka kuyena ke umsolo wokuqala sizoya kuyena ke umsolo wesibili, ngoba ke igama lakhe lalikhona ke kwistatement sakhe uAbsalom Zungu. Manje ke akusilona ke iqiniso, akukho esasikwazi ngaye noma ngalaba ababili ke bakwaButhelezi. So akusilona ke iqiniso ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi leso ke babekhuluma noma ke kwakulaba nalaba ababili bakwaButhelezi ababekhuluma ngabo noma bembuza ngabo.
Now, furthermore, my lord, it is accused number 1 himself, when he interacted with me, we introduced the name of Marco and Makimbi, firstly,
Marco and, sorry?
Makimbi Buthelezi, during our interaction with Phosphorus. But subsequently, where the names were documented in the confession of Colonel Mboto, where you find the names, so it came for the first time there, and these were not known to us. What we knew is that it was him, as I've said earlier, in a company of accused number 2, and I've mentioned this, my lord, in my previous testimony, my lord, that the exposure or the identification of accused number 1 and 2 met the narrative, it fed the narrative that we're investigating, because what we had in terms of the people who were inside the house, they said it was alleged that there were 2 assailants who went in, 1 shot, 1 taller, and they demanded cell phones, money, and ran away. Now, we then received information that points to 2 people. We had known the fitting in terms of what we're investigating was just perfect, that okay, these are the individuals, probably, because that's what we thought, it's a robbery that gone wrong, we have 2 suspects being identified, and that's what we need to look at. it is accused number 1 himself who introduced the presence of Marco and the presence of Makimbi as the people who went inside the house, and then he placed himself outside the house. And that's how now the Buthelezi brothers' name came in, my lord.
Amagama ke noma ke kwakuyena ke umsolo wokuqala uma ke noma nkathi ke mina ngangikhulumisana naye noma ngihlezi naye ke owaveza ke noma oweza ke nalamagama uMarco kanye naye ke uMakimbi Buthelezi futhi ke esasinako ke kwakuyena ke umsolo wokuqala kanye naye ke umsolo wesibili futhi ke lokhu ke ukuthi ke kwaba nalabo abasola ababili ke manje esasibabheka noma ke esasilandelela ke ekhondweni labo lokho ke kwakuhlangana ke naloko esasinako noma lokho esasiphenya ukuthi ke kwakunabantu ababili abangena ke omunye wayemfishane omunye emudeke bafuna ke ama cell phones kanye futhi ke nayo imali.
Now further to this, my lord, I'm simply saying he could not have been, this is accused number 1, be asked about the Buthelezi brothers when we did not have that information. The introduction of Buthelezi brothers, which we found to be a tool that was meant to mislead us, came from him. But then it was followed later and found that that portion of evidence was actually misleading when he gave the Buthelezi brothers.
Futhi kwangeke ke abuzwe ke ngalaba ababili ke baba Buthelezi ke ngoba ke kwatholakala ngoba ke leyo information leyo ke yaphuma ke noma yavezwa uyena ke kwatholakala ke uma ngaba qhubeka nalo ke uphenyo ukuthi ke kwakungasilona ke iqiniso. Manje kwangeke ke abuzwe ngalabo bakwaButhelezi uma ngaba kwangekho into ababeyazi ngabo ngoba uyena umsolo wokuqala owaveza ke laba ababili bakwaButhelezi.
And further to this, my lord, the position of the Buthelezi brothers was established, confirmed independently on the investigation, not through him. It is through the investigation where we established that both brothers were incarcerated when this offense took place. So he was trying to mislead us. We found that in the course of investigation, we found that one of the brothers, Marco, passed away in 2016 after being released, and we found his other brother in prison who happened to be known to accused number 1. So he threw us to a person that he knew that was incarcerated in order to mislead the investigation and mentioned this Marco, knowing that he's deceased, and he gave us the names of his homeboys. So he knew very well. It was not by incident. He knew that he gave us this, thinking that now we'll obviously take a bite and the investigation will be misled, my lord.
Okunye futhi ke uma kufika laba ababili ke abakwaButhelezi ukuthi wayazi ke ukuthi ngalesi sikhathi noma ke kwakungophenyo uma ngaba sesiqhubeka ngophenyo akusiyona ke into esayithola kuyena umsolo wokuqala ukuthi sathi uma siphenya sathola ukuthi ke nkathi isigameko lesi senzeka ke laba ababili bakwaButhelezi babevaleleke noma ke babesejeleke ngaleso sikhathi leso sabe sithola ke ukuthi omunye ke emuva kokuthi ededelwe ejele wase eshona ke ngo2016 omunye ke yena ke esejele futhi ke okunye futhi ukuthi wasinikeza ke amagama abantu aziyo ke ukuthi ke amagama abantu abuya nabo ke emakhaya noma ke phecelezi ke ama homeboys akhe lokho ke wayesinika amagama lena azi ukuthi labantu babesejele nokuthi ke futhi ke abantu ke laba abaziyo ke ama homeboys akhe.
Now, my lord, with regard to Deep Kloof, the sequence of, because I'm being told now I was in Deep Kloof, the sequence of events after we left Phosphorus, as I indicated, my lord, I had no knowledge as to who will I find to assist me in taking down the confession from accused number 1. What I did, I directed the members that they must go to Eraton, the provincial office of the detectives in Gauteng, because at that stage I had no knowledge. So my thinking was that we will drive there, because we have an office that we can utilize, then we can be there while we arrange, or I continue with the process of finding an independent police officer to take this commission. So as a result, the arrangement from Phosphorus was, a directive was given to me to say, members, let's go to Phosphorus, to the provincial office in Gauteng. He left with the members, I drove with my car to Eraton, my lord.
Okunye futhi sengiyatshelwa ke manje ukuthi mina ke ngangise Deep Kloof ke kulokho ke mina ngangingazi ke ngaleso sikhathi ukuthi ubani ke engizomthola ukuthi ke alekelele ngaso lesi statement lesi ke esasizothathwa kuyena ke umsolwa wokuqala lapho ke mina ngase ngithi ke kuma members lawo ke ukuthi akuhanjwe ke kuyiwe eEratin ngoba kula khona ke emahhovisi esifunda awo ke ama detectives akhona ukuthi ke sizobe sisebenzisa lawo mahhovisi ke ngale nkathi mina ngisabheka ke noma ngisafuna ukuthi ke ubani ozosilekelela noma ke ozothatha ke leyo confession leyo kuloko ukuthi mina ke wangifica ke noma bangifica ngise Diepkloof.
Now, my lord, it was en route to Ereton that firstly I was able then to get assistance from Colonel Mboto, but various people were phoned prior to him who said, I can assist you. And then in that discussion, he then said, the accused, the suspect, this is now accused number 1, must be taken to Diepkloof SAPS where he's going to meet him. That was telegraphically en route to Ereton, my lord.
Esendleleni noma emgwaqeni ke oya noma endleleni eya khona ke eEratin ila khona ke ngoba ke kunabantu ke abahlukene ke engangixhumana nabo ke noma ekwaqhunyana nabo ke la engathola khona yena ke uKolonel Mboto wasethi ke umsolwa lowo ke akalethwe eDiepkloof ila azohlangana naye khona.
My lord, then that is the time when I then phoned Constable Monareng, because I could see that he was not part of the team that was at Phosphorus, to come and take accused number 1 from me at Ereton Police Provincial Office to Colonel Mboto.
Ila khona ke manje sangaxhumana khona ke naye uConstable Monareng ngoba ke ngabona ukuthi wayengasiyona ke ingxenye yalaba bekhona ke ePhosphorus. Ngimcela ukuthi aze eEratin azothatha kumina ke umsolwa oqala ahambe naye ke ukuthi amhambise kuyena ke uKolonel Mboto eDiepkloof.
And that's exactly how it transpired, my lord. From Phosphorus, my first stop was Ereton, not Diepkloof. I never went to Diepkloof. Subsequent to that, Constable Monareng arrived and I handed accused number 1 to him. He was in a company of another member, just don't recall. Yes, I don't recall the name, my lord. Yes.
Is it Buthelezi, Mr. the State?
Mapumulo, I think.
Hello?
Mapumulo,
sorry. Yeah, Mapumulo.
Then, my lord, they took the accused 1 now to Diepkloof. I remained at the provincial office. I think after midnight or so, Colonel Mboto then called me to say he was done. But I recall that it was specific that the confession form, he will not give it to the members, I must come and collect it from him in hand. That is how the issue of the confession was dealt with. So at no stage, my lord, did I go to Diepkloof, or was I now there when accused number 1 was taken to Diepkloof? That is misleading with greatest respect, my lord.
Ila khona ke manje ngase ngikhuluma naye ke uMonareng weza ke eEratin la engangikhona ke ukhona ke ayihamba naye ke ulekelele ke umshishi athi ke uyena uMaphumulo la bafika khona ke bamthatha ke umsolwa baya naye eDiepkloof. eDiepkloof ngicabanga ukuthi ke la selishayile ke ihora le-12 ebusuku la khona ke axhumana nami khona uKolonel Mboto ngitshela ke ukuthi ke useqedile kodwa ke akangeke istatement leso noma ke confession leyo ayinikezeke ama member ukuthi mina ke kuzofanele ngize eDiepkloof ngizoyilanda yila khona ke mina ke engihlangana khona neDiepkloof kodwa angaze ngiye eDiepkloof ngaphambi kwalokho noma ngesikhathi leso iconfession eyayithathwa ngaso.
No. It didn't say, my lord, I must come and collect it at Diepkloof. He said I must come and fetch it in his station. So he was the branch commander at the time of Randbeck detectives. Yeah, of Randbeck detectives. And that's where I went to fetch it. Not that day, I think a day or 2 days later. Yes, Randbeck detective, yes, not in Diepkloof. So he said, I'm done. I'm going to take the form with me. Then we make arrangement to meet in my office. He was the branch commander for Randbeck detectives, and that's where the form was collected.
Ngicela ke ukuthi ngilungise lokhu ke ukuthi cha sibona ke ukuthi wathi uKolonel Mboto angize ngizoyithatha iconfession khona ke eDiepkloof cha yila nje iconfession eyathathelwa khona ke noma athi umsolwa kalethwe khona kodwa yena ke waye branch commander yabafeshi noma ke ama detectives ase Randbeck. Ngicabanga ukuthi ke kwazela usuku noma ke insuku ezimbili sengiyoyithatha ke kodwa ngilungisa nje la ndawo la bengithe khona ke ukuthi ke iconfession lengayoyithatha eDiepkloof.
Now, I think lastly, my lord, in the form, and I've covered this part, but I just want to add something on it, that when I received the confession form, eventually from Colonel Mboto, there was no recordings in the form which indicates that accused number 1 reported an assault or that suggests that when Colonel Mboto observed accused number 1, he saw injuries of assault, being physically assaulted by the police, so that he received that the police assaulted the police by using plastics and kicking, that I'm being told. I don't remember seeing such an entry. But of utmost importance, my lord, in my knowledge, Colonel Mboto is retired now, was a very senior detective even before me. Hence he was a branch commander, very skilled, very knowledgeable, and ethical in my knowledge. I doubt very much, my lord, that he would have disregarded and exposed himself to covering, because it really will amount to that he sees someone is assaulted and then he exposes himself now to not documenting and be part of discovering. Same with myself. I don't understand what will I achieve, my lord, because here we were seized with a matter, and that is including me, to simply investigate and find the truth, not to violate people's rights. Other than that, it's part of the mandate that I am given as a police officer. There was nothing personal insofar as the accused are before court. None of them are known to me. The victim is not known to me. All the people involved in this matter, including witnesses and people of interest, none of them are not unknown to me. So I was just seized with this matter because I was appointed to investigate. I had no personal interest except to simply do my work and nothing else, my lord. So there will be no reason, none whatsoever, for me to violate the accused's constitutional rights. And that is why I said what was of paramount to me when I was told that he seems to be making admissions. In the course of investigation, I took a position to say, let me go there, warn him according to his right, ensure that he understands his right, and establish what he wants to do freely and voluntarily. Why would I then be part of the assault, my lord? To gain what, really, for purpose? To expose myself to such criminal, because it's criminal. It will amount to criminality, and I become an accomplice. For what purpose, my lord? It's something that I'll never do.
Futhi ke okugcina ke uma ngikhuluma ngaso ke istatement lesi noma iform lena ke uKenel Mboto ayebhale phansi kuyona ke akukho la khona ke engabona khona ebhalile khona noma ekwakubhalwe khona ke nokuthi mhlambe ke wakhona nda ke kuyena umsolwa emtshela ke ukuthi ke washaywa nokuthi uma uKenel Mboto awaye embhekile wabona ke ukuthi ke cha lo muntu lona wayeshayiwe ke ngoba ke uKenel Mboto ngasho ukuthi ke futhi ke bekumseshi ke uMkantshubovu futhi ke ngaphambi waqala futhi ke ngaphambi kwami ingakho nje wayeyona ke i-branch commander. Angiboni ke ukuthi ke wayengathi ke akushaya indiva ke uma ukuthi wabona ukuthi lo muntu ophambi kwakhe umuntu oshayiwe athi ke ukwenzelani ke lokho, ngoba ke lokho umuntu lowo ongathi ke uphula umthetho noma ke ubulelesi ke lokho. Nami ke nanjengoba kushiwo ukuthi uma ngangikwenzile nanjengoba kushiwo noma insolo zisho ukuthi ngangizothi ngikwenzelani, ngoba ke abasolo laba abantu ke ngangabazi ngaleso sikhathi noma engabazi, kanye futhi ke naso ke isizulu kulona lecala leli umuntu engamazi mina nganikezwa nje umsebenzi ukuthi angiphenye ilokho ke engakwenza, ukuthi ngangizothi ke ngishaye noma ngingxenye yabantu abashayayo ngizothi ngikwenzelani lokho, yini engizoyizuza kulokho.
My lord, the very last point is that this version, as I've said, my lord, and I'm saying with greatest respect, I think it's tailor-made, or accused number 1 is making it as he goes along, because that's not what was said to me by the late Mr. Mngomezulu. The one that now he has given to Advocate Mnisi, and I do understand and respect the difficulties that Advocate Mnisi is in.
No,
Brigadier.
I'm not in a difficulty. I'm not in a difficulty.
But can I just finish?
Don't assume.
All right, now I won't
Thank you.
assume. I won't
Thank
assume.
you.
I simply wanted to say the
I'm
very-
not trying to walk in a park.
No, I understand.
Thank you.
What I wanted to say, my lord, is that the version that was given to to Mr. Mngomezulu,
Yes.
which he put to me insofar as where the assault took place, is different from what now Advocate Mnisi says are his instructions. And I was simply saying it in that context, and we can go to the record in that dispute, because nowhere, and that's my recollection, during the cross-examination by Mr. Mngomezulu, was it put to me that he was assaulted in front of me at these municipal offices, where plastic was put and so forth. It was never said, where now I'm being said I was present. It's new, my lord, and I was saying it in that context, and that will be my response.
Engikushoyo ke lana ukuthi manje ke kushiwo ke okubili okwahlukile ke kuloko okwakushiwo kumina nkathi ke esaphila ke yena uMr Mngomezulu indawo ke la ukushaywa ke ukuthi ke wayeshayelwe khona ke hlukile ke kunaloku manje okushiwo kumina ke kuyena uadvocate uMnisi khulunywa ke ngayo le ndawo lena ke kuthiwa indawo yakhe ke umasipala yiloko ngishoyo ukuthi ke izinto ezimbili ezihlukene lezi.
Sorry, Mr. Mnisi, I heard you say that it will be put to the brigadier that he was kicked, your client was kicked
Yes.
when he fell onto the floor. You didn't specify who kicked him. You don't have to. Just thinking, because they say Sergeant Mahola, who's a female, was there. Did she kick also, or what?
May I respond, my lord?
Yes? Yeah, fine.
Thank you, my lord. This poor person.
No, take instructions. If you don't have...
I do know his story, my lord.
Yeah, you can say it.
Thank you.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Because it's a simple question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did Sergeant Mahola, who's female, I'm told, or understand, did she also kick
That is,
your
what
client?
that is what I'm trying to explain, my lord.
Oh, I see.
Brigadier had 30 minutes to explain. Can I just be afforded just 1 minute to explain and to respond to the question? My lord? This poor person is blindfolded. There's a plastic over his face. He's lying down. He's been kicked. He could probably not be in a position to know who was kicking him. That's the answer, my lord.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, are you done, Brigadier?
Yes, yes. I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And exactly it's 1 o'clock. Thank you, my lord. May we have an adjournment?
Yeah, okay. Until 2?
Sifana ne team.